Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gamers That Yap.
Episode 10, let's go!
This is our first ever wildcard episode. If you guys actually sat through the end of like one of our more recent episodes, we basically kind of explained that every 10 episodes or so, we're just not going to talk about games. We're just going to talk about whatever because it's our show.
Well, we might talk about games because we get off track very often, but
Yeah.
it's mostly going to be about some other stuff or like some random topic that we're interested in. Like maybe it'll be a TV show, maybe it'll be a movie, or something that we decide.
Yeah, so you think of it as just like a random whatever type of episode. So this is gonna be like our first one. And Ariana, why don't you go ahead and take it away for this one? I always feel like I usually do it.
Yeah, today guys, we're just gonna talk about how like adulting kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like kind of just life. I think it's very, our last episode, we kind of talked about our kind of origin story, how we started getting on the internet and that sort of thing. So I think this is a good segue to kind of for you guys to kind of get to know a little bit more about us, where we kind of are in our lives right now, and kind of like why we started doing this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're just gonna kind of take it easy and kind of talk about the economic climate. Maybe not
Dang.
that deep, but maybe we will be that deep. I don't know.
Who knows? Like, I mean, you guys, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes at the end of this. Give us an hour. Let's see what happens. So,
Yeah, like we're just gonna yap is all we're gonna do. So we'll see
yeah,
what it comes out of it.
honestly.
But yeah, so I usually write notes for what I want to talk about in the episodes. I didn't write no notes for this one. Yeah, I guess I'll just start out by kind of saying, so we're both in our 20s, which is a very weird time, I guess. I think it's kind of like a universal thing. You know, when they say on the TV shows or whatever, I don't even know if they still do this nowadays, but when they're like the 20s are the best time of your life, they lied.
Yeah, to be
And
perfectly honest, this guy, I think my 20s kind of sucked. I mean, I'm doing my best, but it's whatever. Like,
yeah, like it's a really weird time in people's lives. Like, some people decide to go to college, some people decide not to just not to and to just go straight into the job market. Some people are thinking about, I mean, maybe not nowadays, but some people are kind of thinking about like, like marriage maybe, or like getting engaged, or some people have children.
yeah.
Some people already know like what their career is. Some people have no idea, and
y-
so everyone's just at a weird place in their lives, like, and also like some people are still living at home, some people have moved out.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the prices of housing now, or maybe we will, but I really don't want to because it makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
But the point is, I guess, is what I'm getting at, is that it's just a very confusing time and it's different for everybody. And I think, I don't know what our viewership or listening ship kind of looks like in terms of statistics.
I mean, does YouTube have a thing where we get our age demographics? Maybe after this I'll look and imagine it's like everyone's like 12, but I'm pretty sure that's not
I feel like they used to. I don't know if they still do. I don't really look at that type of stuff.
uh,
But yeah, so I don't know what those kind of demographics kind of look like. But anyways, I'm sure a lot of people with our kind of content, I'm sure it's a lot of probably young adults.
yeah.
But yeah, so the whole thing is like, you kind of like, the theme is like you're not alone in that. We all kind of feel it. I think we're all feeling it, especially now, especially if like you're from the States, kind of being a little bit more confused than the average 20 something year old. But yeah.
So I feel like one of like the biggest things too is like I feel like we're both just personally at like a weird place too, which I feel like it's like a big reason why we decided to even kind of like make the show, because it feels like something fun and something that, could just let us kind of just be ourselves and then be creative or something, even if it's just us like yapping and all that. It's almost like our little safe place to just kind of do like whatever thing is fun to us or interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because, I mean, a little bit more lore on me. So, I studied, theater and, I love theater. I still do, and it was something I like to do. I was more in the design, aspect of things. Like, I did, like, costuming, and I worked with, like, sets for a while, and just being backstage too. But, a lot in the area that I'm from, it's not like a huge theater hub. Like there's some, but I guess the culture in the area that I'm from, it's a lot of freelancing. There's not a lot of leeway for like kind of like a full-time type of gig unless you're like a theater technician, which I was. Again, I'm more of a designer. And I mean like in general, I guess not just here, but I guess I more so mean in the theater industry with designers. Like it's different for each theater because some theaters have shop support, meaning like you're not the one technically making the costumes. But in the area I'm from, like if you're going to be the designer, you have to do a lot of the sewing, or you have to do a lot of the painting or doing the whatever, which is something I don't necessarily mind doing. But with that added labor and combined with the pay, I just don't think it's as worth it, as much as I love doing it. But I also don't want to spend like a whole 24 hours on it to be underpaid, but anyways, all that to say that I moved away from theater work and I started doing some more. I was in retail for a while, and then it actually just recently, like a couple months ago, I started an apprenticeship, and I'm actually looking to become a licensed optician. And I actually really like it. I never thought that I would go into healthcare. I was kind of straight away from healthcare, but it is something that's satisfying to me. So I feel more secure nowadays in that I found a career that I think I would want to do for the rest of my life. But I know there's so many of my friends who are not in that position. And I would like up until a couple months ago, I was not in that position. And I was like so worried. I was very anxious about it. And so I'm glad it's not something I have to worry about as much anymore. But I know there's a lot of people who kind of feel that, where they're like, oh my God, like like we're at the age where you're also figuring out what you actually want to do for the rest of your life, and so it's just, oh my God, like very anxiety ridden.
Exactly. Like for me, it's a few things ring similar, but also a much different kind of path so far. Well, some lore on me is that I have a bachelor in writing. Wow, I ruined my life. Let me stop. but but no, I have a bachelor in writing, and for me, I kind of really wanted to go into like entertainment writing and things like that. But for me, it was specifically in game development and such. But due to the powers that be, where I live. There's not a lot of game dev jobs where I live, honestly, and the industry is kind of like on fire. On top of that, I mean, anyone can see that, even if they don't know the exact ins and out of it all. And so, I still very much want to work in games, but I kind of also am someone with like a million health problems, and I kind of have to try to not die. So I've been doing like other stuff, obviously. Right now I'm kind of still writing. It's just not the type of writing that is quote unquote fun. I've been doing like a lot of freelance work, honestly, like transcription stuff, editing, blah blah. I kind of want to make some like headway and like other forms of writing as well, because I want to use my degree, and I know the jobs and things like that, but it's also like I have to make certain changes and things such as that to get these jobs, such as like a new type of like portfolio work and such like that. But I'm also kind of running against the clock with like I just am tired all the time, and I am not as able bodied as most people. So it's like the time that I want to spend time working on these things or creative things or even like just like a new portfolio type stuff. I'm always just tired. So it feels like it takes me much longer than maybe somebody else. And
Yeah.
so it sucks because, I'm definitely trying right now. Right now I have a freelance gig that is going for a pretty long time, so I'll have something to sit on for a hot minute at least. And health problems, I don't know where that's going, but like I mean, hopefully, I'll be fine. But like, yeah, like just kind of like working on that type of stuff. And I mean, ultimately I do just want to hop back into games and all that and just more creative things. But right now I'm forced to kind of jump between just staying afloat for right now and also my passions. So, you know how it is, maybe.
Yeah, I get it. Cause I'm like, oh my God, sometimes it keeps me up at night that I'm like, dude, like I in debt and I'm not using my degree anymore. Like I kind of switched career paths.
Mhm.
But it's like, and like I always say, I'm like, hey, like I can use this job to kind of fund the side gigs and kind of fund the hobbies. But at the same time, the side gigs are probably just going to be like, for lack of a better word, like crappy, like, like local stuff, which
Oh
is
yeah.
like a whole other can of worms. Like one day we'll do a video or podcast about, an episode, I should say, of theater culture, you guys. Trust me, like there's a lot to it that some people don't even know half of it. But yeah, it's like I want to use it in some capacity, but it's also just like I found out about myself. I'm not really the type of person that I think is cut out for full-time freelance. So that's where it also kind of fell through.
Mhm.
Um
I feel a bit similar because like I'm doing it right now, but I will say I just hate it. For me, if I'm going to do like some kind of writer's gig, I want something more long term. But for now, the shorter ish freelance stuff, that's what I got. But I do not like them.
mhm.
So
Yeah, and it just sucks. And it's like, cuz I had therapy today, guys, but I was talking to my therapist a little bit about it earlier today, and I was like, part of me, the part I regret about going to college is the money,
yeah.
which is a big thing. However, I genuinely do believe that I became like a better person out from going to college. And I don't know if I would have thrived in this current apprenticeship that I'm in if I didn't go to college and if I didn't kind of experience stuff. Like I don't think, like, there is definitely good that came out of it, which makes me feel better even if I look at my bank account and cry sometimes. Um, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, some things happen for a reason, and there's regrets there, and sometimes it sucks, but I'm still happy that I went, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very similar. Sometimes I kind of wish I didn't go to college. I'm thankful for my writing degree because I feel like I've learned so much, and I also it kind of helped me understand if that's really something that I want or that I really, really want for myself as well. Because I grew up like super sheltered. I've slightly touched upon in like past episodes, I went to basically private Christian school my whole life. And I kind of did that all the time. I mean, it was a really small school. You see the same kids all the time. You have the same teachers. You be doing Bible study and stuff like that. You be when you go on a field trip, you ride the church bus to the field trip, stuff like that.
Not the
Uh,
church bus.
yeah, but when I went to college, even got to a point where like before I went to college, I genuinely did consider going to a Bible college. Like it was like dang, I genuinely did consider going to a college, but I was like no. I also had like a very big health scare where I was in the hospital for nearly a year and I had lots of like surgeries and junk and I'm like dang, you know what? I almost died, so let me just go into the arts. I get so I was just like, I might as well like spend my life doing something that I really, really care about. And that's kind of like what I did. So I decided to kind of like do that. And I met so many really great people. And I was like I was super super on fire to do a whole bunch of junk. Like I was making games. I made like 7 different little games in like 1 year, writing different scripts for them, game jams after game jams. I was writing like screenwriting scripts because I also do have an interest in like film and TV and things like that. And I was just doing like a whole bunch of stuff, going to like little networking events, making lots of really cool friends. But then, life started hitting and it's like now I feel like I am at a point where it's so much harder for me to do these things. But the thing is, every single time I touch upon like these other potential like opportunities or something like that. But overall, I mean, I also still feel similarly where I'm really grateful for the time in college. I feel like I got a lot of really great skills that have made me a much better person and like better at like the stuff that I do now, where even though I feel like specific skills, I could have learned it by myself, but I don't think I would apply it the way that I do now because I was able to interact with so many new people and in a new environment.
Honestly, yeah. Like I got into at the end of my college career, I got really into character design. I even took a class on it. And it was so helpful for me because I felt like when you do costume design, sometimes like if you have shop support and you're having like a shop make the costumes, you have to render it. And so I just like drawing people, and so like that was always a fun part for me. And I mean, like it was fun to have it like come to life that way. But then I also just got into character design like just as it is. And yeah, if I didn't like that, drawing and all that stuff is something you could definitely learn by yourself, and it can be self-taught. But for some people like me, like it's just so nice to have that instructor. And you really learn that like what I think is hard when you're self-taught is that you kind of forget that drawing is like analytical. Like you have to start with the basics and you have to practice the basics and you have to actually like think about what you draw, if that makes sense. And I think that's something that really stuck with me throughout all my classes, especially my character design one. So it's like, all the stuff that I do, like, and all the stuff that I draw, I'm like, I look at it completely differently now.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for with that in mind too, so I guess like part of the reason why we decided to start this podcast is because it was something that we've wanted to do for a while. We always kind of like thrown it out there, in the air before that, like, yeah, we should just do this. Because it was really funny actually during college. I had to do some podcast type projects, and people would always say, I would ask Brittany to help me because I didn't want to like talk by myself, and sometimes I just wanted to like bounce off some stuff with another person, especially some of the ideas I talked about. Like I would kind of have a trend in some of my essays and projects. Like I did a lot about like kind of diversity in video games and why it's important, or diversity in the media in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was something that Brittany and I always just talk about, like, just casually. And so I was like, yeah, this would be perfect as a podcast. We could just do this.
Oh,
Yeah, and so I was like, when I would present it to the class and stuff like that, I had multiple classmates in different classes be like, wow, you guys have like really good podcast voices. And like, and they were like, I enjoyed listening to it. And I told Brittany at the time too, I was just like, yeah, like maybe that's just something you can do, like why not?
yeah. I mean, it took us like a year or two to actually do it, but like we did. So,
Yeah, like we eventually just decided, we were like, we're just gonna lock in and we're just gonna do it. And obviously like from our first couple of episodes, we had like at least a half a year gap from it, because at
mhm.
first it was just kind of like the push to do it.
Yeah.
But then I think it was more like, I was in retail for a while. I kind of hated everything. And I was like,
Yeah.
I miss creative. And so you are also just kind of like in between jobs and kind of looking for stuff. We need to just go back on our passions and start working on personal projects and doing stuff.
Yeah.
So we have that outlet.
Like we're just like we need to find our whimsy again. Like we need to do something fun. Like
Exactly.
let's just jump on it, you know? Child, as the world is like on fire and blowing up, I might as well do something that can make me and maybe someone else smile, you know?
Exactly. Like we the smiling friends.
Yeah. Smiling. I'm Tim, you're Charlie.
I don't want to be Charlie.
Well, okay, you can be Gleb because that's who you.
I am glad. Oh my god, I can believe you called me Charlie.
I can't. I'm just saying because they
My
hang out a
smiling
lot.
friends is ending.
Did y'all hear? Oh my god.
Smiling friends is over.
Guys, when I found that out, I fell to my knees.
But yeah, anyways, it was just like, yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, life is hard. Why keep dwelling on it? Which I think is one thing. Another message I would like to get across to people who are also in their 20s and they're kind of struggling with similar things, where it's so easy to just like dwell on it and like just be like, let the anxiety consume you and be like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? Just take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Find other things to try new things, try to stick with some hobbies and give yourself a lot of time for it, because ever since we started working on these personal projects, I know there's some weeks where sometimes we skip it because we're not feeling too good or something like that, but like
Yeah.
trying to keep it on that consistent schedule and being like, okay, no, like this is what we're gonna work on, it actually helps a lot, because there's other weeks
Yeah.
too where I'm like, I'm not feeling great, or like I'm feeling a little lazy, maybe I don't want to record an episode or do some writing or do whatever, but I talk myself out of it and I'm like, no, like very self-disciplined, being like, no, I'm gonna do this, and I never regret it after. Like I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it always feels good to like just get up and just kind of make something, you know?
Hmm.
Also for me, I've in like a little bad point with my writing where I feel a bit icky when I write. I think it's like just like a little creative rut because I've been in a work mode so much to where I just kind of feel bad when I sit down to write. But doing stuff or kind of like telling myself that okay, we're gonna do like a little writing thing, or we're gonna do like a little whatever, try to think about what I'm gonna do with these characters or something like that. Since I actually have a goal for myself this year as well, where while I am also doing like this podcast and stuff, I want to do like a video essay. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be one of those people. But also but also like I want to work on like some personal writing and such like that for a game script for a video game that I want to try to do, but I don't know how that's gonna go. But I'm gonna try, and I feel like that's what counts. So
Exactly. Yeah, and like those little TikToks and stuff that we started posting now, when I was in middle school, I always wanted to be one of those like animatic storyboard type YouTubers and stuff like that, but I was like, well, I'm not good enough at drawing, so I don't know if I can really do this. And also animating looks hard. But I've been doing it, y'all, and like it's been coming out pretty good, and it's actually pretty fun. Like I'm a little burnt out right now. Like I really need to work on the next one. But also part of that is like, I'm not, since it's not like my full-time thing, I'm nicer to myself about it. And so it's like, even if I procrastinate a little bit sometimes and there's like gaps, I'm not on a consistent schedule with that one. And I just post it for fun. And I really enjoy it. And it's really a good time to like wind down and like kind of hone in those skills.
Like me, I like watching like our own little animatics over and over again. It's very funny to me. And I like seeing like other people also kind of react to it. It feels really fun when people have like little conversations in the comments about it or anything like that. Our Pokemon one where we talked about Unova and people were like, "Thank you for sticking up for Unova."
People were like, thank God someone said something. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's so real.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I was very happy to see. Or like the Our Life fandom. Dang, y'all are active on TikTok. Like what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. People still are like it's gotten like a resurgence. People are still like liking and commenting. And we've gotten some new followers from that one too. And so I'm just like, yo, like guys, come check us out.
Yeah, like guys, come over to the YouTube channel. Like
Like we had lots more to say about our life. But yeah,
Exactly.
it's really fun to kind of do that things. And I've actually been watching some more streamers lately. Just small ones here and there. Just like I never really super liked like the big live stream people just because it's like, I rather just watch the video on my own time sort of thing. But now I've been watching like more small creators. Like I'll stumble across it on like my TikTok, and then sometimes I'll just go over to Twitch if they're also streaming on Twitch because I prefer it.
Yeah.
And like, like I'll be like talking with them and that sort of thing. And it's actually pretty fun. Like I like seeing what people are up to and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
I re-
like sometimes like some of the communities I think is pretty fun.
Yeah, I really like a lot of like smaller streamers and stuff. I watch quite a few. I've interacted with like a few here. I haven't watched any in a while, honestly, but I like lately I've been catching them like after they go live, so it's like I just hop in or something like that. There's a few people I've been really into lately where I just think like they're silly or whatever. So,
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Also to just kind of like interact with them in that way. And like now that we're kind of content creators, I always try to like leave a comment or something or even talk a little bit, at least once when I'm in there too, because I know I feel good when people are commenting on our stuff and like little interactions. So I
mhm.
get it now.
Yeah, like I'm like, wow, I understand. Like it feels nice to have this one little comment. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I think this is probably like the second time we're shouting out that one comment. This one person who said that we were funny. That I think you're like the first
You are a
person.
smart person because
Yeah,
we are funny.
yeah, like you're the first person who commented that's not our friends. Oh my gosh, shout out to that person.
I still don't even know their name. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna print out a picture of their username and like like
You're going on the wall.
our first comment on our regular ones, not our shorts. But like,
But yeah, like even, but it's also weird with adulting. So like, I still live with my parents too. And it's like, I'm not gonna go into like family trauma or anything like that. But I
yeah,
will say,
awkward.
like, I'm not going that far. But I will say, like, it's also very interesting kind of seeing people's living situations who are all our age too, because people used to like shame the hell out of you for living with your parents at 20. Like, even when I was still in college, people were like, oh, you still live at home?
Oh yeah,
Because, a lot of people were, if they're not living at the dorms, like, they're coming from different states. So, like, they have no choice but to, like, live at the dorms or, go to their own apartment. But I'm like, yo, like, with these prices, yeah, I'm saving money and I'm living at home if like I can. And I feel like especially now, like people are agreeing with that sentiment more than ever. Like I don't know how you feel, but I feel like people are less shamey about like living with your parents at this age now too.
I feel like it's left shamey. Also the thing is that I feel like it's a little bit different when you kind of come from like a Caribbean background because in a way Caribbean families they kind of want you to stay home.
I
They
mean, yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I think it was always like, like American people are so quick to move out where it's kind of just like, like I'm not saying like live there till you're like 30 or 40. Like, like in my culture, at least back in the day, like, Trinidad's becoming a little bit more Americanized now. So I don't know how it is kind of now with this kind of home life situation sort of thing. But back in the day, even when I was still like in kind of middle school, high school type vibes, the expectation was that you stay at home for as long as possible. And even if that means that your significant other moves in with the household,
Mhm.
sort of thing, like that was fine in Caribbean households. Like it wasn't really looked down upon at all. And
Yeah.
American people might be like, ew, what? And it's like, even me like growing up in the US, I'm like, yeah, like I wouldn't want to do all that. Like if I have a significant other, like we're moving out. But it's never like if that was someone's choice, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But I
Uh
do feel as though now, if you're like 20 years old or something, and like even if you're seeing someone, not like engaged, but like dating someone, if you both are still living at your parents' house, I feel like it's less like looked down upon now because of how bad the prices are for rent and stuff.
Oh yeah. Like for me, I'm in a similar boat. I also live with my family and junk like that. And it's kind of like, for them, child, they'll be happy if I stay here for another decade. But me, I'm like, no, I actually don't want to do that. For me, it's kind of like, I want to kind of like leave or something like that. I don't really like feeling, I actually feel like it's very important, like if you are able to kind of like go off on your own and kind of do what you need to do, if you are able, and if that is the best thing to do. But of course, prices and stuff like that, then, it's good to be at home as long as you're not leeching off your family, because that's awful, that's weird. But no, you are there to,
Well, yeah, I mean it more as like a strategic thing. Like I
yeah,
think people move out too quickly. Like I think they're too
yeah,
much in a
I agree.
rush to move out. Like yeah, like I think moving out as soon as you're 18. I don't think that's smart. Like I think you need to save your own money for like obviously this is different if you're like in a really toxic household and
Oh
like need to
yeah,
just move out like as soon as
yeah,
possible. That's a whole different story.
yeah. Then
But
go. Like,
yeah, but if like you are able to and your parents are letting you stay with them until like maybe you like pay for groceries or like a bill here and there, but you're also saving your own money and putting aside and stuff like that, then take advantage of that. And
yeah,
like that's what I'm doing right now. Like
like
I'm not in a
chill.
rush because like my parents don't bother me.
Mm,
And so I'm just saving my money right now. And if I find someone who I want to like room with, because I'm not seeing anyone right now.
mm,
And so in the future, if like I find some, like I'm not trying to stay here for like another 10 years, but if I find someone who I'll be okay rooming with, like one of my friends, for example, we've talked about it a lot, where like when she gets a more stable job, like I think that's might be something we want to consider in the future,
mm.
so we can have our own place. But yeah, like I'm not gonna, if my parents aren't kicking me out and I don't have a problem with my parents, like I'm not in a that much of a rush to just like leave and like go out there and pay like $3,000 rent to someone. Like that's
Yeah.
not what I want to do.
Yeah, and also like money is crazy right now. So like if you can like sit there, you could like live at home and then build up your savings or something like that, then do that, because you're gonna need like every single penny the way that things are looking right now for like anybody.
Exactly. Never let anyone shame you for that. Like again, like I don't think people are as like icky about it nowadays, but like still don't let anyone ever shame you for that, unless like it's different if you're like actively leeching off and you don't have you just don't want to get better. But if it's a strategic thing, like do that. Like you're smart.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're just sitting here and you're just living at home, you're working, doing all that you can and all that, then like, child, keep doing it, guys. Like you're doing great, honestly. And you know what? It's gonna work out a lot, like a lot better later too. You'll be a lot more comfortable if you find like a solid place that is like in a good range that you can afford and such like that.
That's another thing too. I'm like, why would I even want to like move out into a place that got like roaches or something just to live by myself? Then I'm not even gonna be happy living by myself.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, I feel like moving out the first place has to be with somebody. I just don't see myself living by myself afterward. I feel like I'd like to live with someone that I trust. So,
yeah, it is scary. So I actually had a gig that I did in a different state, and so it was they really needed someone, and so like I got the gig from like a high. I think I talked about this in a previous episode, but
only a little bit.
one of my friends from college recommended me, and so I ended up going out there, and so the agreement was that they would house me, so I didn't have to like look for my own housing while I was there. So they housed me, and I also still got paid for it. I got paid like pretty good actually, so that
Mhm.
was really nice. And the places, so the theater owns like a few apartments because they house their artists. So they had an extra place, and so I was roommates. So I had to move to two different places in over the course of the month. The first place, I was roommates with the lighting designer. We didn't see each other until the very last day where he was like leaving town. So It was really funny because I was like, because apparently we were both talking about each other, and so we're like, yeah, I haven't even met my roommate once. I hope they're nice.
I remember you would send me updates, like, "I still haven't seen this person. I haven't seen this person, like, every day."
Like I didn't even know what he looked like. But yeah, so it was really weird. So I felt like I was living by myself for a while, and so it felt pretty good actually. Like I also got like kind of a sense of independency from that because it was the first time I ever kind of like lived not with my family. And but the night we met and then he moved out the next day, so I either 1 or 2 nights in that apartment by myself. Man, I was kind of terrified. Like I think I need to live with someone even if
Yeah,
I didn't see him. I felt comfort knowing that there was another person, so like if someone like broke into our apartment, like also he was a man, so I was like, okay, you got that, like your room is closer to the door.
like, "Okay, if the intruder comes in, I know that you got us." Like,
You know, for real. So there was still a sense of comfort because I was living with another person. But yeah, once I was on my own, like every noise started to freak me out. So I definitely need a roommate.
that's another thing too. I feel like I'll be scared of everything as well. And when I was in college as well, I also had a friend who was like, "Yeah, I'm finally living by myself for the first time." And then how scary things would happen. I'm like, "Girl,
Oh no.
girl, this is not good. I don't know."
I
And
don't know
it's
about that one.
you're kind of being really bad PR for the living alone. It's like, "How?" But, I also feel like a roommate would be best with, like, someone that I trust or something, and that list of people is very small, so
Yeah, that's the thing too, because it's also like, you never know how someone truly is until you live with them. That's my worst fear. Like, there's like, based off of what people tell you, you never know until
Mhm,
you're with them. Like, I'd like to think that there's a couple of my friends I would live with,
mhm.
and I would be willing to try it. But like, I desperately hope it doesn't like ruin our friendship or something if
Yeah,
we ever did.
'cause, like
That sort of thing. But I think the main thing is that if you have good boundaries with said friend, and then you can apply those boundaries when you're living together. And I think as long as you guys respect each other, it'll be fine.
yeah, like, I feel like if anything, picking a roommate, out of your actual close friends, it's just sort of like, who are you willing to try this out with to see if you guys could actually mesh well?
Yeah, think about your friend, think about how the state of their room, and but also think about like, over the course of your friendship, like how has setting boundaries went in the past sort of thing. And I think that'll help. That's my advice for as someone who who has not lived with another friend, but yeah.
Think about stuff like hygiene, all that type of stuff. Like, do you feel like someone's gonna be loud when you're trying to sleep? Do you feel like, is someone gonna eat up all the food in the fridge? Who knows? Like, you have to think about these things.
No, yeah. It was really funny though when that month that I was kind of living with. So I had two different roommates. The second roommate I did meet like on the first day. She was already there. But it was like weird because we never even like even the first, like obviously not the first one because I didn't really see him, but like we never like established rules or anything. It was just also because it's kind of like we're indirect coworkers too, that it like you keep it professional, like mess stays in your room. And then also again, like we were there to work, we weren't like living there all the time.
Yeah.
But the good thing though was also that we each had our own bathroom, so
Yeah.
it was like mess stayed in our own respective rooms and bathrooms. And then like the fridge situation was fine. Literally, like we somehow just claimed parts of the fridge without even talking to each other.
Yeah. So it worked out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but things like that. I mean, that situation it worked out pretty well. At least you didn't have a nightmare story. First time out
Yeah, I
by
was really scared. I was like, especially when I saw that my first roommate was gonna be a man, I was like, oh God, I hope he's not weird.
Well, it worked out. So,
I just never saw him anyway. So
yeah, exactly. It is what it is, I guess. So, But
Yeah.
but yeah, guys, like overall, just don't feel bad about being at home, until you can get your own place.
Like, don't rush things is, I think, a big thing I've learned too now that I'm in my 20s. Like, it'll come around. Like, I was already I worked in retail for about, I took a small break after college, and then I picked up a retail job, and I worked there for about I'm not saying the company, but I worked there for
Yeah.
about a year,
Mhm.
until I was like, I can't take this no more. I was looking for other stuff, and then I finally found this apprenticeship. So there's gonna be times where you're gonna be like, is this it for me? It's not. Like, just keep looking, keep chugging along.
For me though, I kind of feel like I've lived many lives. I used to be a tutor for kids. I also briefly did a marketing job. I've transcribed for more companies than I can count. I've edited for little comic pages, and I've done proofreading stuff. I've also kind of done like little scripts for like a little animated pilot. I've lived many lives, and I'm definitely gonna live many more. So, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess another aspect of this thing growing up too. I guess, I mean, we're both single, so it's not a big thing that we necessarily think about. But like relationships, I guess, and not just romantic relationships, I guess. This also goes into friendships too, and like platonic relationships. But kind of like keeping those up and finding time for those and like thinking about it, because like I know, like for me, like I'm at the point where I'm more focused on my career, so I kind of don't like, it's a thought in the back of my mind where it's just like, do I even want to get married? Like, do I want to have kids? But it's not my main focus. Like, I'm the type of person who I'm like, I would be okay with never having kids, or like I think I would be okay not being married either. And especially not in this economy. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
Like for me,
Anyway.
for me personally, I think I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to be married and also have kids one day. But also, like, you're like, okay, which day? I'm not gonna say that, so that's probably never.
Yeah.
So I'm
No,
like,
it's really but the thing is, it's just interesting to me how it's like, I mean, I guess in general, like it's a big priority for some people. Like, how do I want to phrase this? No, it's more like, like, I know there's definitely people who are like, yeah, that's end game for me, which I'm like, yeah, 100%. Like, that's a common thing to kind of want to build your own family. But it's surprising to me how there's still so many people who are like, this needs to happen in my 20s or never. And I'm like, really?
yeah.
Because now that I'm in my 20s, I'm like, this is way too soon.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason for me, I always feel like, dang, I'm so young to get married. I'm just like, my friend be like, girl, I got married like 3 months ago. I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And it's
dang,
like, I mean, no shame to them, but it's also like, people already have kids. I always forget I'm at the age where people got kids, and I'm like, oh my god. When I see someone like from my high school, and I'm like, they're
I'm like,
pregnant, or like they already have kids,
I'm like,
and
oh
I'm
my
like, I
gosh,
be
you're a child
forgetting.
bride.
Yeah, like, I'm like, I be forgetting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and I mean, like, of course, like, some of that is not like on purpose, but there are some people who are like, no, like, this needs to happen like within the year, otherwise it's over for me. And I'm like, if I got married, I don't even think I would get married until I'm like 30 or something.
I also kind of feel that way as well. Like, if I'm gonna think about marriage, I'll probably be more towards my 30s. Child, I don't got many years left, do I? Listen.
The clock is ticking.
No, like that bunny with the clock.
You only got 30 minutes.
but but like no,
30.
but like nah, I kind of feel like my career is like the biggest thing too. Like, I kind of want to be in a comfortable place and like work and stuff before I start thinking about that. Like, okay, like maybe if I'm around and then like I get into like a relationship where it's like, okay, cool, maybe like we kind of in this forever, like maybe we thinking about that. But
Yeah, like,
like
I agree. I think I just don't think I'll be for me, I think I'm very career driven, and so I think for me it's like, I don't think I'll be able to, like, I don't think I'll be happy unless I'm happy with my career. And so that's
yeah.
has been my like main focus. And so I kind of want to like work that out. And I'm finally in a place where I'm happy with how my career is going. Although it's been only like it's about to be 2 months soon since I've been in this apprenticeship. And, I still have a long ways to go and lots to learn. And of course, there's ups and downs. But, I think now that I'm content with that, I think recently I've been thinking more like not even just romantic relationships, but like I'm in a place where I'm like, I want to make more friends, like adult friends. Like
Yeah.
I have some online friends, but there's really in person, there's really only one person who I like constantly hang out with. And it's like, I'm getting along with my coworkers and that sort of stuff. But I want to make more friends like out in the world, and it's like as an adult, how do I do that?
Yeah, funny thing is like I was totally going like adulting to the max, and I became friends with like my manager at like this place that I was working at for a little while. And it was really funny because like I finished my contract and then like we were just hanging out a few months afterward. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey girl. And we're just like, hey, and then we're like just going out to places. Like we went to like an antique store, we went to like a donut shop, we were just chilling and then just kind of like adventuring around and stuff. But they moved out of state, so I'm like, dang, I gotta try this mess again.
No, yeah.
So
And
I'm
it's
like,
like, I don't know, like I guess sometimes it just happens naturally, and like obviously it's easier when you're in like a school setting, or it's easier to make friends with your coworkers, even though, some people don't like that for some good reason.
mm,
But for me, I mostly work with older folks, so it's like I'm not gonna go ask them for a drink after or
yeah.
anything. And so yeah, like I guess like there was this one person who I was friend. There was this ice cream shop that me and my other friend frequented a lot, and we actually befriended the person who worked there. But the ice cream shop closed. It was local. It closed. And I don't use Instagram, and so I haven't been in touch with that I should have maybe asked for another social that she had. But yeah, I was like, she was really nice, and like we just happened to be friends because we were regulars at the place. And so I guess it's kind of that thing where it's like I just need to go to like more events and stuff and be comfortable with that.
I feel like now, because like third spaces are kind of dead, you kind of have to force yourself to go to places to meet people. Even for me, I'm trying to like do stuff like that. I tried to join like a book club and then I literally never showed up.
No.
And and then I joined like a movie club that was actually really fun. I want to go to that again, but I for some reason I've been kind of busy on the days where it happened, so it's been bad timing like every single time. So I'm hoping to kind of like try to do that to start talking to people again, make friends, and see what's going on with that, because I would like to have more people in my corner that don't live an ocean away. So
Yeah, I agree. Because it's like online friends are, I mean, we talked about this last episode. Online friends are fun to talk to, but you also need people to talk to in person and like hang out with.
yeah. I love my online friends. I'll die by my online friends on a Wi-Fi router, I guess. But but like also I should also venture out and kind of make more friends with people who I can actually go see very, very easily as well.
Like I think I just need to start like especially when summer comes around, like I think I just need to start going to like events more. Like I went with a group of coworkers actually last year to Pride, and it was so fun, but it's also just like, I feel like I could have interacted with more people. I could have made more friends at Pride or something, instead of just sticking with my group. And I like to think of myself as like I'm kind of like ambiverted, I guess, where I think I do like there are times where I feel a little shy, but then like, there are other times where I just go for it. Really depends on like my mood for the day. But I think if I just start going out more by myself too,
Yeah.
maybe I will kind of just get adjusted to that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's just one of the things I want to kind of try this year.
I'm an introvert like through and through, honestly. I've been trying to do stuff like go out by myself, cuz like even though I'm an introvert, if I don't have someone person that I really, really trust to go out with me, then I'm just not really gonna go out to do stuff. So I've kind of just been doing junk where I just go to by myself to random places. I went to like a little game development event at my in my town at one point, or like I said, that book club or something like that that I never showed up to. And then the movie club, which is actually run by the same people as the book club. So in a way, I kind of showed up. But like, I think it's good to get yourself used to just showing up places and trying to talk to people by yourself, type of thing. Like, you don't have to have like a friend to kind of push you to do it too. It's like you kind of just gotta talk to people. And I just, for me personally, I'm still working on it. I feel very awkward. I feel very weird, honestly. But most people say that I feel rather pleasant to talk to. I'm just quiet. That's what people tell me. But for me, I just feel like a weirdo. So like,
Yeah, I'm a good time to be around, to be honest, and I know I am because, like, sometimes even when I'm like not in the most social mood, people just flock to me and they'll just like start talking to me and that sort of thing. Like,
mhm.
I even feel it with my coworkers. Like the last place I worked before this one, there were some people who really wanted to be my friend, and I was like kind of just like, "Ah." But yeah, like I like once I start talking to someone, I don't really have a problem. It's just that starting point, I guess, is like talking to a stranger.
Mhm.
But I think, yeah, since third spaces are kind of like whack now, I just need to go to events maybe, and maybe I can even just look up more social events too. Because then if it's like, if we're all coming for the same thing, then like it'll be fine.
Yeah, like honestly, we gotta search for some of them third spaces, because like literally there was this point I saw like a TikTok of people being like, fun third space idea, riding the monorail, and I'm like, are y'all for real? And like they would just they would like get on the monorail and they would bring like their laptops and snacks and just sit there together and just look at stuff and then talk to each other. I was sitting here like, I mean, I guess that's creative, but like at the same time, like I feel like something's going on if we're going as far to say the monorail is a third space. Like,
Yeah, it's like, bro, like bring back like cafes, like bring back all that type of stuff too.
yeah,
There was even like, there was this boba place that my friend and I, back in college, that was like our hangout space. And we would like, I mean, I'm not like, I wasn't meeting people like other people there. It was just me and my friend. But even that felt so good. And then like after a while, like it fell off. Like it just stopped kind of being pleasant to just hang out there. It's like, why? Like nowadays it's like, bro, like you just get your stuff and you leave, and you're not
yeah.
expecting it. And I hate that. Like I love just sitting down at like a cafe and just like chilling.
Yeah, like the cafes that are okay with you just sitting there for like a good hour or two or something like that. Because like, why here in some cafes they don't want you to sit there unless you not buying no drink or whatever like that. Like, sit down.
Yeah, like it's so whack. And it's like there's kind of like a park area that I accept, but it's like, yeah, I can't do that in dead of winter. Like I have to wait till it warms up for that.
So
Like,
yeah, also the library is actually a really great third space. It's just like you gotta get connected with them though. Libraries
mm,
also, helping your local library. That's a very good thing to do.
yeah. I will also say though, this was a conversation I was having with one of my friends the other day. People are just not kind anymore. Is just
Yeah,
another aspect of it. It'll be like you compliment someone or you try to talk to them and they look at you like you got 10 heads and you're a weirdo. Like take the
yeah.
compliment. Learn how to talk to people too.
Yeah,
Like,
let's be nice. Let's be friendly. Let's just kind of, I don't know, like I feel like people don't want to be nice anymore. Like I feel
mhm.
like that can also be a symptom why some people don't really want to go out and like talk to new people. Some people be mean. Like,
Yeah, like so they're mean for no reason, or like like they literally act like mean girls, or like just like high schoolers, and they're like, you give them a compliment and they like make a face at you, and I'm like,
like
that's crazy.
I'm just trying to make you smile. I'm a smiling friend. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
Yeah,
come on.
it'll be like, oh my gosh, you know what? Like, so at my job too, another thing that we've been having to do lately is kind of like bring, I'm trying to say this without kind of exposing where I work, but
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? People will use their brains anyways. But basically, we're trying to also bring, like, I don't work at like a private optical shop or anything. And so we're also trying to bring kind of awareness to eye health, I guess,
Yeah.
in the place that we're in. And so we've recently had to do like kind of like tables where we tried like we offer to like clean glasses, and then we like tell people about about the how to set up an appointment with us or like anything like that.
Hmm.
And I've never been in those, like, it part of it is kind of sales because we also have stuff to buy at, or like to we have merchandise at the table too, like stuff
Hmm.
to like clean your glasses, for instance. And so most people kind of think we're trying to sell them something, where the whole yes and no, but the main point of it is that we're just trying to raise awareness. And so we'll do like free glasses cleaning, and so people are kind of like some people are nice about it. They're just like, no, like I'm good, and that sort of thing. Bro, I can never do that type of like sales job for a living. I don't know how some of y'all do it, but the way, and I'm guilty of this too, the way people like will pass you and just ignore the ever living crap out of you is so like mean sometimes. Like
Hmm.
sometimes if like I'm in a rush or something, like, or having a bad day, like sometimes I'll like speed past those people too. So like I'm guilty of it too. But some people will give you like the stankest look, or like even the thing is too, if someone says like hi, how are you, I at least smile at them. These people are mean.
Yeah. Some people actually cuss you out too. I've done sales jobs before. Well, I only done it once and it was the worst experience of my life, but still. Like some people are just so mean. I'm like, dang, like
And
I
it's
don't
like, relax. You just say you're not interested in and go. But like some people would just literally give you dirty looks, and it's like, dude,
uh,
I'm working. Like, relax.
yeah, like just say no thank you. Like just doing my job. Like dang.
And some of those people, like I will say, some of those salespeople, like especially when they're aggressive, they can be so annoying. Like especially like the type of people who be like chasing you down the street type beat.
Get
I
away from
literally
me.
ask you, yeah, like if I literally ask you like one question and you're like no, and I leave you alone, why are you still being mean to me?
I remember the sales job I had, like some people they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, excuse me, have you heard about like what you're?" I'm like, "Dang,
Yeah, that's too much.
so I was sitting here on the side. I'm like, y'all want me to do that? Like, I don't like bothering people. I'm gonna ask you if they're not interested. That's it. But I guess for them, they're like, you're not hungry enough. You don't want this. I'm like, no. I just understand what it's like to be a person who's like just doing junk. Like it's not like I'm not hungry enough. It's just I understand I understand the person who's just trying to get by. Like who's like, dang, I don't want this random person to advertise this mess to me right now.
No, right. Yeah, so I guess that's just another thing too, but I wish there was more spaces for like people, for like older people to make friends
Yeah.
nowadays, cuz it's like, you really have to look for those events sometimes, and a lot of them mostly just take place in the summer too. And
But
it's
like
mostly in I mean, I guess it depends on your town, but like the things I'm thinking about, like my town doesn't do a lot of, or I don't really know. I feel like they mostly do stuff for like teenagers, but the
events
other
page.
stuff, yeah, the other stuff I'm really thinking is like the nearest city I'm by does a lot of them in the summer, but that's it.
An events page, you'll be surprised. Cause like for me, I'm like, dang, nothing happens in this town, and I get out of like a imaginary cigarette. But I'm like, oh, there's actually quite a few things over here. I just have to figure out how to join in on some of these things, you know.
Hmm.
Some of y'all be in like the weirdest places. I'm like, where do I go? How do I get here? Like, what is this location you guys are at?
Yeah, that is true. So my friend and I actually, we went to we did pottery painting, and the place that I was in, it's a really small place. It was kind of by her house. It looks like this like little shack, bro. I was like a little, because it's like it's an art studio. Like they hold classes and stuff there too.
Yeah, like
But it was so small, and like when we first went out the door, I'm like, bro, is this someone's house? Like, where are we?
yeah, like I'm saying, like these places are hiding. Like I'm just like, what is the commute? Like, how do I get here to this area? Like, what's going on here? like, like how? But
Yeah.
yeah, like I think it's really worth it. Also, like sometimes I feel like what bars people is like some of these places, it just costs money to do these things. Sometimes, like we need cheap ones as well.
Yeah. Like we
Hmm.
need some cheap places. And then also I don't love some of the bar culture too. Like the
Mm.
Like, some of these people are kind of weird, and it's like you gotta find. It also feel I don't know how other people feel. Who's really going to bars to pick up people nowadays? Like other than like weird men. I feel
I
like
don't know. I feel like people don't go to bars to talk to strangers. I feel like people go to
like you
bars
go
to
to bars with as a group now usually, or
yeah.
like if you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, people don't go to bars to talk to strangers no more. People go to bars with people they know. So,
Yeah.
also like for me, I don't really drink too much, unless like I'm with someone that I like, then I don't drink too often, honestly. So it's like sometimes bar culture and stuff like that. If you're, I just no, you can't get me there too often.
Well, the thing is too is you know, on one, like as we were talking about earlier, there's some stuff like sometimes you just got to go by yourself to go meet people, but I
Hmm.
think bars are one of those things where like you need to be in a group actually, and
Yeah.
also like as a safety thing, but then also I feel like I'm more likely to go talk to a stranger at a bar if I have a group to go back to.
Yeah, like it's like, dang, that mess didn't work out. Let me go back to Bob and Timmy and whoever else. Like,
Yeah, cause like I've had fun at bars and stuff like that. I was always with like a group.
mm,
I don't think I've ever. Well, no, it's a lie. So on the trip in Florida, we there was a after opening night. This is a usual a thing kind of in theaters. You know, people go out or like they celebrate and stuff like that. And so there was an open bar at the theater, and then after the building closed, people went to like this other bar close by. And I got drunk that night. I was drunk, and
I
so
remember you were telling of
I was flirting with so many guys to buy me drinks. And yeah, and so I remember I mean, I was with like a lot of my coworkers there and like mingling with them. But I do remember talking to like the bartender a lot. I felt a little bad because I was really drunk at this point already. And so I was just talking to him. I was like, "Do you know X, Y, and Z?" And he's probably used to dealing with drunk people all night. And so he was just like, "Oh, I don't know him that much, but sure." And he was real. I remember him being really nice and like indulging in my conversation.
and he was just like, well, he's like, I'll just talk to you, I guess. Like,
It was funny.
it's hilarious though. Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll just be crying. So,
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I threw up a lot.
yeah.
I didn't want to drink for like days after that. But it is one of those things I will say. I had never gotten at that point before, and it was funny to try it at least once with people I trusted, and I people took really good care of me. After I got to that point, so
Yeah. Like you were in safe hands. So,
yeah, but I would not do that
yeah.
again.
It's like, well, it happened once. Let's not do that again. Like,
No, for real. Like I got to experience it, and that was it.
yeah. If it ever happens to me, I'll let you know. Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
well, I wasn't crying. I was a riot. Like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like you messaged me that night. I don't remember. It was funny, I think.
I think I messaged you at the beginning of the night.
Mhm.
And so this was when my job was I was a dresser. So I was helping actors like change costumes and stuff like that. That was my role. And so we had a group chat with all of us. And one of the basically our boss was like, "Hey, let me know if everyone made it home safe." Especially like I feel like she said me specifically too because I was already like by the time she left the bar I was already wasted.
Mhm.
And so someone or I think she might have texted, "Oh, did everyone make it home safe? Like, is everyone fine?" And I had just gotten home and I tried to text her that I was fine. But it was like I thought I said a sentence, bro. It would look like a keyboard smash.
Wow.
And so, and so she got so worried. Well, she was telling me this the next day. She was like, she was so worried when she saw that message. But then the other person who was with me on the way home was like, I made sure Ariana got home fine. Like, she's fine. Like, it was so funny, though.
Like this concerned look, staring at the key smash, and someone else has to tell that you're okay.
Oh, good times.
Wow, it's crazy, you know?
Yeah. Well, moral of the story is so, life be crazy and adulting is hard and
Yeah.
hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
But everyone should just kind of take it at their own pace and like if you think that other people aren't struggling, they definitely are and maybe they're struggling just as much as you because I remember when
Yeah.
I post college burnout, I remember being like, dude, am I the only one who's like depressed right now? Like what's going on? But no, like a lot of my former classmates were also kind of feeling they were also kind of feeling that and for like a good solid couple months until we all started trying to get back on our feet and do things.
Yeah.
So it's normal. And you should never feel rushed to do what you need to do.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, for me, I'm still figuring stuff out. Ariana's still figuring stuff out. Maybe you're still figuring stuff out. Who knows? But just know that a lot of people are also trying to figure stuff out and don't rush yourself. Everyone's path is different. It's kind of like we just got to figure out what works for us type of thing. Maybe someone got to go jump down, turn around and do a backflip to before they can figure it out. Maybe someone's got to jump up, turn around, and do a front flip before they figure it out. It doesn't matter. Like you don't.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was trying to like think about what you were saying, but sure.
Like, I know exactly what I'm talking about, guys. Like the
But yeah,
message is
like
there.
but yeah, everyone has a different path basically, and like there's some things, some aspects of life that you might come to quicker than others. Like, like maybe you got your relationship all figured out, and you're like, hey, this is ride or die, and that's fine, but you still got to work on your career. Or like maybe like you got your career all figured out, but you still need to think about, okay, like I need a car, or like I need this or that. Like, everyone has different things that they need to work on, and so just don't compare yourself to other people, which is, sometimes easier said than done, but don't.
Just do you, honestly, because like at the end of the day, that's the only way. That's the only thing you can really focus on. Like you just gotta focus on you.
And it'll make it like 100 times easier, and you'll be much less miserable that way.
Exactly. I feel like that's most of the things right now. If you guys want to get more of our dramatic life stories, wait for another wild card or when we throw off like a little hint and when it's
Yeah, like you guys will get some more lore eventually, and I mean like there's some lore to be uncovered in some of the regular episodes too. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the advice I wanted to give with this one. I think I got a
yeah.
good amount off my chest.
Yeah, I feel like I did pretty well too. I mean, I told y'all about me and I mean, we talked about each other. We talked about junk. I mean, that's it. So
I mean, yeah.
if you guys also agree that adulting is hard, which I'm pretty sure most of you might leave a comment. I mean, what's your favorite how do you guys feel about the Smiling Friends ending soon? Like how do you guys feel about
Let us know in the comments how you guys feel about Smiling Friends ending.
Like, I think that's awful. Oh my god. Like,
Let us know your favorite Smiling Friend moment.
yeah. Maybe like we have to have an episode. We just have a memorial for Smash. Okay.
Well, anyways, guys, stay tuned for the next episode, which will be back to talking about games.
We're gonna be yapping about games again. See you guys. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, some kind of weird time that doesn't exist in this realm. I don't know. But see ya.